So can you really start an Amazon FBA business for $1,000? Hey, how is it going, guys? Yaniv here, and welcome back to another video. If you guys are new to the channel and don't know who I am, like I just said, my name is Yaniv. I'm a multiple six-figure Amazon FBA seller and have been selling on Amazon for about 1.5 years now. And basically what we do here on the channel is I give out free actionable information, course level information for those of you who are not ready to invest in a course just yet or who just don't have enough money for one. And also on top of that, I give away a one-on-one mentorship call in every single one of my videos for someone who likes the video, subscribes to the channel, and comments down below Amazon FBA, because it really helps me out in the YouTube searches. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the video. Today I'm going to answer the question, how much money does it actually take to start on Amazon? And I'm not going to give you guys some bullshit numbers that everybody else is spewing just so you go out and buy their course. I'm going to give you guys the real deal information, exactly how much you can expect to be spending, because if you're thinking you can start an Amazon business with 500 bucks, you know, I have some bad news for you. But also, guys, stay tuned for the video because I'm going to go into really in depth exactly what you need for something like this and exactly what kind of cost you can expect, including, you know, launch services and everything like that. Basically, I've had a video like this in the past, but obviously, as most of you guys know, Amazon changes, you know, all the time. So that video is already out of date, and I want to have a new video out here so you guys can know the real cost of starting on Amazon, the no bullshit cost. So let's just jump into the computer, and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. So as you guys can see here in my big bolded, you know, red writing, how much will you actually need to start on Amazon FBA? And then you know, the hyphen, it says no bullshit, because I'm not gonna bullshit you guys at all in this video. This is exactly what you can expect to pay. Obviously, I'm gonna give you guys kind of like a little bit of a bootstrapping option for those of you, because I know a lot of people don't have you know, so much money to start off, but these are the real expenses that you can look and know exactly what you need to be spending. All right, and before we start, I have some links in the description for you guys. I have some discounts that I got from you so that it helps you along with you know, actually being able to afford some of this stuff. So I went out and I got some discounts for you. Obviously they are affiliate links, so I will be getting, you know, a small commission for it, but it helps you guys out because it makes the programs cheaper. So definitely check those out if you want. If not, just go search it up. Anyway, so the first thing, guys, like most of you know, on the channel we use Jungle Scout. I've tried many other softwares. I've compared many other softwares out there, and basically the most accurate you know, product research tool is by far Jungle Scout. So in the link in the description, I have a $20 off the Chrome extension, which is now $77. So that is going to be for that. On top of that, you also want to pick up the web app because it really does help you start off on Amazon. So pick up the Jungle Scout web app, $39. That one is per month. The $77 is just a one-time payment. And the thing is, you can cancel after 1 month after you find your product, after you've done everything. Hopefully you can cancel after 1 month. So you really won't have to spend more than that if you are investing the time that you need. Now, another expense, you know, you're definitely going to run into is logo and box packaging. This is not too expensive. It's about you know, I'd say $5 for a logo and then $35 for a box design. I get beautiful box designs done for $35 on Fiverr, or you can go in the Jungle Market and get something a little bit more professional. I also have used Jungle Market for stuff like that, and it is very nice. But if you are bootstrapping, stick with Fiverr. It's going to be cheaper. The next expense you're going to have is a UPC barcode, which is going to be $5. You can buy them on Barcode Mania. Even though Amazon does say you should get a GS1, as of right now, nothing's going to happen to you if you get a you know, barcode from Barcode Mania. It's literally $5, and it's very cheap, and it's perfectly fine to use. All my products are barcodes are used from Barcode Mania. The next expense you're going to have are samples, and basically once you do find a product that you want to kind of invest in, you obviously want to grab samples. Not always, they are optional also if you want to grab samples or not, but a lot of the time you do want to grab samples. So for that, you know, case, you're gonna have to pay for them, obviously, but they're gonna turn out to be about $50 each. So if you want to get a sample for yourself and for your photographer, it's gonna be $100. So I counted $100 for the expenses here for 2 samples, for one for yourself and one for your photographer. Also, the samples are actually refundable, and we'll go over that in just a second. But basically, once you do place an order with your manufacturer, you can ask them to place the value that you spend on samples against cost of your product is. So let's say, you know, you're spending, you know, $1,000 on inventory. They can take $100 off for the actual samples that you already spent. And that's just a quick tip. Now we're going to talk about the next cost, the biggest cost cost by far, which is the actual cost of the units. So when you're starting off, you don't want to start with anything less than 350 units. And the reason for that is because there are things that you have to do, like giveaways and stuff like that, that do require units that you're going to be giving away for free. Now, in reality, you know, I could tell you that you're going to sit here and you can just buy 150 units and that'll be fine, but you will not be able to do that. That's going to be a big mistake, and you're going to run out of inventory and not have enough inventory to properly launch your products. So you're going to get at least minimum 350 units for any item you're going into. And what I did is I calculated 350 times $4. I just kind of averaged out a number, which is $4. Obviously, it depends on how expensive your products are, but you know, from what I've seen, it's about $4 on average per unit. That's not including shipping. We'll talk about shipping in a second. So the total cost for units, I would say, for your first order should be about $1,400. The next cost you're gonna run into is inspection costs. This one is optional. Obviously, if you are kind of worried about your manufacturer kind of giving you some crap products, then definitely pick up an inspection. You should be able to get one for about $100. So if someone's charging you like $500, you know they're trying to rip you off. It should be about $100. So I'm gonna include it in this actual cost, just to, you know, kind of be safe with your inventory, all right? The next thing is the shipping cost. Now the shipping cost, there are two types of shipments. You can ship by air or you can ship by sea. I took a you know, shipment by sea because air shipping is really expensive for most products. If we're talking about, you know, kind of a blanket statement, air shipping is gonna be too expensive to actually make a, you know, healthy profit margin. So most of the products are actually only viable for sea. So for sea shipping, we're gonna, you know, estimate about $600. And that's on the 350 units that you're using. So in reality, that's probably kind of high, but we're gonna keep it at 600 because I wanna, you know, keep this a very realistic, you know, scenario for you guys. Photography, $200. I think you can get great photography either on Fiverr or on the Jungle Market. Again, you know, Fiverr is gonna be a little bit cheaper. Jungle Market's gonna be a little bit better quality. The thing is with photography is that you don't really want to cheap out on it. You don't want to do it yourself because you know, photography is kind of an investment rather than an expense. You know, having one good picture could, you know, convert, you know, 10% more people, which means that you're making a ton more money. So you definitely don't want to skimp out with the photography. And lastly, we're going to talk about the launch service, guys. If you don't know about Page1ify, it is an absolutely amazing launch service. I have actually recently launched a product through them, and they use a deep discount giveaway model, but they actually are a little bit different than the other ones out there. They don't actually use a website to gather their, you know, customers. They actually go through to Facebook ads and they find real people who are interested in getting your product at a discounted price rather than, you know, these deep discount hunters, which actually does help rank on Amazon, because the way Amazon works is it really checks out the profiles of the customers who are purchasing your product to see what kind of, you know, quality buyer they are. So when you're going through Facebook ads and you're finding real quality people from, you know, just the world, Amazon does like that a lot more, and they use that to get the customers through there. So it's a little bit of a different method, but it's definitely something that works. I got my product that I launched on the first page. Now it's staying on the first page and it's making some healthy sales on there as well. So I really do recommend Page1ify. There's gonna be a link in the description. It's $300 for the minimum plan, and I think that's okay, and that's enough for most people. So we're gonna keep it at that. And that brings us, guys, to a grand total of $2,861. All right, now that is, you know, kind of a decent amount. That's really what I say. I say between $2,500 and $3,000 is where you're kind of gonna get that sweet spot to start on Amazon. But again, you know, there are ways to kind of reduce this cost, find cheaper products, and also, you know, if you don't want to get an inspection, that's $100 less. And if you're smart enough to ask your manufacturer for a refund on your samples, you're also gonna $100 off that. So it's gonna be around, you know, $2,600 at the least that you're gonna need to start on Amazon. So no, if you were thinking that you can start off with 500 bucks and make $1 million next month, I know most of you guys aren't, but you definitely cannot do that. There's a realistic investment that you need to have into Amazon, but the beautiful part about Amazon is that it's a very calculated formula. So if you know exactly what you're doing every step of the way, you know, really maximize your chances of success. So now I want to mention to you guys the costs of some mistakes that can happen on the way when you're doing Amazon. So these are some of the costly mistakes that can actually happen, and these are some things that I personally have done, or that I have known friends and the sellers that have done in the past. And I want you guys to understand some of the, you know, hidden costs that can happen when you make big mistakes on Amazon. So firstly, let's talk about customs declining your package because you don't have FBA approval or don't have a made in China sticker. Now this can happen for, you know, those are two different reasons that it can happen. FDA approval is because sometimes you need to seek FDA approval before you can get some products into the US, which is obviously something you want to be careful of. And also, not having a made in China sticker, if your products are actually made in China, is a big problem. So basically, if you make any of those two mistakes, what happens is the customs actually decline your package and send it back to China. And what's going to happen is either they're going to send it back if you don't have a made in China sticker, or if you don't have FDA approval, they seize it and sometimes they will destroy it. So I actually had a friend who sent in some charcoal tooth powder into customs and something he needed some FDA approval, and what ended up happening is that they seized it and they destroyed all his inventory. So that's actually a mistake that cost him $2,000. So that's why you can see here a mistake. Something as simple as that can cost you $2,000, and that is a really big mistake that you don't want to make. So another mistake is that you have the wrong labels on the product when they actually come into Amazon. Now that can cost you a ton of money. Amazon has added a bunch of fees for people who aren't sending their inventory in correctly. So if you have a small profit margin, if you send your inventory into Amazon and there are some mistakes in your packaging or in your shipping and your labels, Amazon will actually have to do it properly and then charge you the difference of what they charge to actually get that done. So that can cost up to even $500 and more. So I just wrote $500 for a mistake like that. So you really need to be careful of stuff like that. Another big one that I notice with a lot of people is that they buy too few units. Now I mentioned a little bit about this in a previous point, but basically if you buy too little units, what happens is you can run out of stock because your giveaway is going to take up most of your inventory, and then what happens is you kind of drop off the first page. You run out of stock, it takes you way too long to get back in stock, and then what you then have to do is buy more inventory to do giveaways for and relaunch your product. So the total of those two costs is about $1,000 for more inventory to give away and $300 for the launch service to pay for once again. So if you buy too few units, this is a very real expense that can happen. And lastly, this is one that I've personally done, and I actually know a lot of people that have done this, and I've spent thousands of dollars not understanding how to do PPC correctly and actually trying to do it myself. So this is another expense. I wrote $2,000 here, $2,000 plus, because if you do this wrong, you can easily lose tons of money on PPC. So basically the cost of the total mistakes that I've just laid out there is about $5,800 that you could possibly make and that I've seen people make in the past. And the reason I calculated this is because a lot of people ask me, should I buy a course? Should I get a mentor? Should I get someone that's gonna help me with the process that has done this before? And obviously every single time I say, yes, absolutely, you need to. And I've been making YouTube videos for, a year now, and I've been helping as many people as I possibly can. And eventually I decided that it is time to come out with a course for those of you who are willing to invest into one and want to actually have the guidance of someone who has done this and the mentorship of someone who can make sure that you're not making mistakes like this, and many others out there. So you guys want to make sure that you have the guidance and the mentorship of someone that's done this. You can go check out the link in the description, which is the link to the FBA Fast Track course. It's a brand new course that just came out. It's actually priced at $497, and it comes with my personal one-on-one mentorship. It has over 120 videos and 11 plus hours of content, which I know is going to help a lot of people. I've already had so much awesome feedback for the course, and it makes me really happy that you guys are really enjoying the course and are finding some great value from it. So basically the price of the course is $497 as of right now, and like I said, it comes with my one-on-one mentorship, which is a lot less than a lot of mistakes that you will probably be making if you don't have a step-by-step program that shows you every single step of the way and guides you through kind of the process. You can lose a lot more money than the price of the course. So I do recommend any of you guys who are interested in actually pursuing Amazon, committing to something like this, definitely pick up a course, because even though you need to invest about $2,600 into Amazon, you definitely want to pick up a course to make sure that you're not going to just flush that down the drain and maximize the possibilities of success. So as of right now, guys, we have about 80 students in the course, and I'm very happy to have every single one of you guys there. So if you guys are looking for a course, something that is constantly being updated and comes with one-on-one mentorship, there is actually no course out there that is better and has better value. So anyways, guys, this is the real cost of starting Amazon, the no BS cost of starting Amazon FBA. You can't start with 500 bucks, but it is still definitely possible to start with somewhat of a lower budget. So definitely check that out, guys. Check out the course. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment down below. And I will see you guys very soon.